Sun Tzu's The Art of War. The book with the power to defeat an army. Written in the blood of ancient battles. In it, Sun Tzu enlightened the warrior on the path to certain victory. In the modern world, where corporations are the new empires, Sun Tzu's genius finds fresh purpose. Now, we declare war on business.
Mumbai, India, with 14 million people, is one of the most populated cities in the world. The pace of life here is furious, with its people always frantic to get somewhere fast. I'm James' son, and all my life I've been starting and running businesses. And the guiding principle behind my success, an ancient Chinese treatise on warfare. Sun Tzu's Art of War has helped me expand companies all over the globe. And now I'm in Mumbai, India to apply his principles to help a local company grow their business. One company, Meru Taxi, has found a way to make money out of Mumbai's madness. The man at the driver's seat, Niraj Gupta, tapped into the city's plan to provide a modern taxi service for its teeming millions. With the city's economy booming and a growing middle class, there's been an increased demand for global standards in public transport. Niraj stepped up to the challenge when he rolled out a fleet of luxury radio taxis supported by a GPS-enabled call center. But Meru taxis are not quite making the mark on Mumbai streets. As Sun Tzu says, victory comes from finding opportunities in problems. While Niraj set in motion plans to provide his chaotic city with greater mobility, he has yet to gain victory. To find out how Niraj plans to navigate from here on, I invite him to join me at the iconic Taj Hotel, a respite and a place I call the General's Tent. Alright, so tell me a little bit about how your company got started.
It started around 10 years back, where we started off with a garage and have moved on to the staff transportation business. And 3 years back we started off with Meru, where the government had come out with the licenses to convert the black and yellow taxis into modern GPS, GPRS based taxis.
So why a taxi service? Why did you see that there was an opportunity or a need for your company?
Well, the black and yellow taxis, obviously, if one would have visited Mumbai and seen the state of those taxis, were really in a very bad shape. So government wanted to change the look of Mumbai, and obviously taxis did form an important piece of that. And people were able to pay a premium for a better taxi service. So this is a market which was really not looked at, and this was a huge opportunity which I felt could be tapped.
Do you have any competition?
We, as of now, have no competition. There are some other companies which are operating in Delhi and other metros, but we are by far the largest.
As a business owner, there are a few things that we worry about, things that keep us up at night. What keeps you awake?
The rejections that we have currently, where we are not able to deliver as per the customer expectations and not able to provide them the cab in the shortest possible time. So there is a constraint in actually able to put the number of taxis that we would want to. So we must scale quickly, or else competition might creep in.
Something is not adding up. His service meets a much needed demand. He says there's no real competition, and yet he is unable to deliver. I wonder if Niraj can take on his city and make good on his promise.
Sun Tzu broke conflict down into 5 basic elements. They are the arsenal that every company has to develop before they can pitch themselves into a winning battle. If even one of them is weak, defeat will follow.
Sun Tzu says supporting the military makes the nation powerful. So I want to see what kind of support Meru's backroom is providing. First stop for the day, the Meru headquarters. It's an impressive corporate office befitting the luxury taxi service that the company provides. From HR, administration to marketing and the call center, Meru has all the trimmings of a sophisticated transport business. Wow, it's loud in here.
That's right.
So this is where the magic happens, huh?
That's right. We have similar size call centers in all the metros. And we have close to 200 people that work in our call centers.
So without these people here, nobody gets a taxi ride.
That's right. So these are very, very important people for us.
While Meru's Schwenky headquarters look spot on to take on Mumbai's public transport woes, I want to test how nimble they really are. From where else do I do this but from the streets of the city, of course. So let's give them a call and check out their service. This is a city where people are busy, and I'm surprised that they would think that people are gonna wait. Yes, hello, I'd like to get a cab. A 4-minute wait for a call center to respond is long by most standards, but I'm prepared to cut some slack here, given the size of the city. Well, that wasn't so bad. I called the number, booked my cab. They said it'll take 30 minutes. Let's see if they can really deliver on that promise. While I was checking out Meru's service, I sent away my crew to see if what Niraj said about his competition, the black and yellow taxis, is accurate. There are many of them on the streets, but they're in bad shape. I think I could safely rule out the competition like Niraj did. The black and yellow cab is not equipped to serve the more upmarket corporate clientele that Meru aims to serve. Finally, my Meru cab arrives as promised in 30 minutes. So one of the first things that I noticed about the cab is that it's actually cool in here. This one has air conditioning, which is very nice. The cab also has a navigation system in here and a meter so that I know exactly what I'm being charged for, so you don't feel like you're being overcharged at all. The cab driver also has a uniform on, which shows kind of a corporate feel about it. He's very well groomed, looks very professional. Now I could say that I've experienced a Meru cab ride, and it was a good one. It felt safe and offered a premium service. Meanwhile, at the call center, this time without the boss around, we observe how the other half of the taxi service fares.
Good morning, this is Meru Cabs.
It's a team of young and dedicated professionals. They're constantly on the phone, trying to make that connection with the customer. The technology is impressive. There's even a script to follow. Well, not always.
The customer says that I want to speak with the supervisor. First you have to ask him, so what is the reason behind that?
But all in all, like Mumbai City, there seems to be a method to the madness at Meru's call center. But there's more to Meru than meets the eye.
It is the underbelly of the company because it is not too much space here.
Meru Gupta saw an opportunity in a problem. His city didn't have a modern taxi service, and he provided it. But 3 years later, he's struggling to get the taxis to his customers on time. Today, I just want to hang out with the drivers, or the subscribers as Meru calls them. Meru spends on an average of about $200 on every recruit for their health check, driving test, and training. I sit in on their training session for their new recruits, and I think it sounds like a good investment, especially when Meru is positioning itself as a premium taxi service. But is the investment paying off?
The challenges which I find that is to recruit new people in the team. They have a lot of questions in their mind. Meru is a new concept to these people. It's a radio taxi company, and new technology is involved in this. So to make them understand that you have to join, and to change their mindset becomes a bit difficult. Yes.
Meanwhile, at the Subscriber Relations Center, my crew unexpectedly stumbles upon an incident, and I realize that things here are not as rosy as they seem. He is obviously not very happy. It's the usual complaint about lost bookings, but that's not the only thing he's upset about. We later get the scoop on that heated exchange.
He does not feel that whatever he says will be accepted by the company. Yes, if the company reacts to what he says and there is an improvement, he'll be the most happiest person.
So Meru is struggling to hire, and its most important stakeholder, the driver, is feeling lost within the modern Meru taxi company. I don't wish to pass a judgment just yet, and as Sun Tzu says, when in doubt, seek advice from a local guide. How they drive here, but they can... Anu Sharma is a human resource expert with more than 20 years of experience working for multinational corporates all over India.
This is like a very good office and very comfortable, nice vibe to it.
How important is it in India for the Indian worker to feel like they work in a very respectable, nice environment?
I think it's like top of the list. It's very important. And people actually bring family to the office and say, oh, this is where I work, this is where I sit, and this is where my boss sits or my colleagues sit. So there's a lot of pride which comes from being a part of an organization which puts you in a nice place.
So bad environment, bad company.
Yeah. Bad environment means these guys don't invest in people, they don't want to invest in their team. So you're like, I may not want to work here. So that makes a difference.
Well, let's go check out the rest of this. While work environment is important in companies globally, I'm beginning to realize that in India, an employee equates it with his self-worth at the workplace.
When we started, we thought it would be a bit of a challenge to attract talent, but we've seen very less attrition with us, and people are actually staying back and enjoying work.
Neeraj seems to have gotten the formula right at his headquarters, but I'm not quite sure that alone is enough. I need to test something. So after visiting the main Meru corporate office, I take Anu to the Subscriber Relations Center where Meru deals with issues related with the drivers. And Anu makes a pointed observation of the center.
It's very, very different from where we are coming from, the corporate office.
Yeah, it's quite different. I noticed this the last time I was here, but I didn't think much of the cramped and overcrowded office until Anu pointed out the value an Indian employee places on his work environment.
It is the underbelly of the company because it is not too much space here, and from a comfort level, it does look a little tight in terms of space, etc.
I've studied Neeraj's business, checked out his call center, ridden in his cab, and also consulted a local guru. Neeraj has gotten the method right, but seems to be missing out on some fundamentals. To plan his next move, he has to face up to the hard truth in the war room. Neeraj, welcome to the war room.
Thanks, James. How are you doing?
Good. Please have a seat.
Hi,
So how are you doing today?
Good.
You're good?
Good.
Sun Tzu says the nature of the ground is a fundamental factor in aiding an army to its victory. Right now, your company's in an interesting state where to go from 4,500 taxi cab drivers, and you want to get to 8,000 within a year.
Right.
That's fast growth.
Right.
So what we've analyzed is really not that your business is in trouble. I mean, you're a profitable company, you guys are doing well, but it's more of a growing pain. You want to grow faster, so it's more of an opportunity for you at this time. So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to view a few clips of your company. So let's take a look at a few clips here.
My expectation with the company is that the company can give us some more benefits for working as a cab driver in India, and people can look after with a respected job for the cab drivers.
He says that the company is a very big company, so he does not feel that whatever he says will be accepted by the company. Yes, if the company reacts to what he says and there is an improvement, he'll be the most happiest person.
That's an interesting dichotomy that you have to deal with because you're very professional and big. At the same time, they don't feel like their voice is heard. What do you think about that?
Well, that is in fact an area of concern, I think, and that is something which we are trying to improve continuously. And we need to manage the expectations of the drivers. So I think that is something which we'll need to work out over a period of time and match as per the expectations.
The sense you get from there is, it's about the subscribers and the company, it's about us and them.
Right.
It's not that they feel that Meru is working on their behalf or representing their interests, but the company should take up initiatives to bridge that distance.
One thing I would like to clarify here is that it's not an employee-employer relationship. The reason that we call them subscribers is it's a partnership.
Mm-hmm. We're not saying he's seen as an employee, but he's seeing you as a large entity.
Right.
And him as a small entrepreneur.
Right.
How can Meru help bridge
Right.
his knowledge deficiency on how he can benefit more? What are the things he should do to make more money?
Right.
Now, initially, when I looked at your business, as I mentioned, we thought, the call center is not good or it's not running efficiently. And then we realized, no, it's actually the number of subscribers because Bombay and Mumbai, it's so big and it's so populated and the demand for your product is so good. So now, it's even more important to retain as many subscribers as possible because if the problem is not having enough subscribers, which is causing the wait time to be longer for your customers, it's a direct reflection of your company to the customers. Would you agree?
I completely agree.
So Niraj, our recommendation, our challenge for you, if you're willing and open to take it, is to create a 360-degree, holistic subscriber retention program.
Right.
And it consists of the following. First is to put someone in charge of retention of subscribers. The second thing is to actually have a merit system, a recognition system. So it could be quality as well as how long they've been with the company. And all of this can be culminated by putting a fantastic lunch and dinner for your subscribers and their families, because in India, family means everything.
Right.
This way, they will feel good about where they work, the retention will grow, and you can get to your 8,000 cab drivers within a year.
Right, right.
Now, can you take that challenge on?
Of course. In fact, we do have subscriber meets every month. We do not call them families, but they are called for this meeting, and where we try and reward them and recognize the good things that they have done. In fact, it's a very good idea that if we call them with their families, where we could recognize them in front of them, probably having stars put on the applets also would be a fantastic thing.
All right, we look forward to seeing great results from it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Niraj is wasting no time, but can his top management follow through?
Whatever you call these guys have a blue-collar worker mentality.
The buzz of Mumbai never fails to excite even the most humble of an entrepreneur. I hope the city's energy will rub off on Niraj Gupta as he takes on my challenge to improve the morale of his troops, the drivers. He has to get their commitment to stay with Meru Taxi. Only then he'll be able to put more taxis on the streets and provide a better service for his customers. Niraj has called for a senior management meeting this morning. And the first item on the agenda, to appoint someone dedicated to manage the retention of the drivers or subscribers.
We should have a person at a senior level, at a national level.
The type of person you need is someone who's managed networks of people or trade or franchisees. You need someone like that.
Whatever you call these guys have a blue-collar worker mentality.
Day in, day out. Right, if you're dealing with trade, day in,
Not connected to the sales or revenue.
All this is new for the headquarter executives, and Niraj is not getting enough traction with them.
So that is an area that we'll have to still get some clarity on.
So it is important to understand their psyche, understand their need, and address accordingly. Who has experience of handling people.
the balance between the emotional value you want to give versus the actual.
No, that contradiction always
emotional value.
The right people will have access to.
After a bit more headbanging, Niraj makes some progress. At least there is an agreement on what a head of subscriber retention has to do.
Broadly, I think we have a consensus on that we should be looking at such a position where he would be responsible, looking at how can we improve on subscriber retention and hiring, and how can we have more motivational things for him so that he also feels proud to be a part of the system and we don't have this kind of a churn rate. So that is one area we have started working on.
I sometimes forget how fast the city and its folks move. It's just been 1 week since I posed Niraj's challenge, and he's already tackling things head on. Next on his to-do list is the subscribers dinner that I asked him to organize. He has already assigned one of his managers to get it moving. Ronald has gathered his team to plan the gala event and to brainstorm ideas on how to commemorate the long-serving drivers.
Do is reward them after we brief them as to what is the new scheme we are going to announce. Slot them into gold, silver and bronze. At your service, sir.
It's a toss-up between award certificates and rank caps. Given the tight timeline, they go with the easier option to produce certificates.
Sort of a respect for the husband from the wife's side and children's side. If they see their husband being rewarded, because it's not like a employment. This is a business. So normally people don't have these associations in business, but we do.
Meanwhile, Ronald's colleague Swati has finally found the perfect venue for the event after days of scouting the city. She can only hope the rooftop of this Mumbai hotel will meet expectations.
The biggest challenge I had was logistics, because with the short time that I had in hand to decide where the venue would be and how it would be placed, Then to inform the subscribers to reach there on time is another challenge that we face.
Niraj gave his team no choice. Meru has to make its mark in Mumbai sooner rather than later. Finally, it's the day of the event. No effort is spared to make sure all the trimmings are in place. Niraj needs to do this right if he is to carry the troops with him. Everyone is giving this event its due significance. Families are present and all dressed in their Sunday best. It's not often when the big boss throws a party. There's mutual respect all around.
1400 सब्सक्राइबर्स में आप 30 लोग ऐसे हो जो कंपनी के आज बेस्ट डीएससी कहलाए जा सकते हो, तो आप लोग तो
Even though he has not hired a senior manager responsible for subscribers' relations, Niraj makes a commitment tonight that he will. That's a good start. I'm glad he didn't make any excuses. The awards presentation is a nice touch and came as a bit of a surprise for the subscribers.
This was something very surprising for me because I didn't expect an award being given to me. I thought Meru would not have something for chauffeurs. These are the occasions where we get a chance to meet the top authorities. So I think this is one occasion where it should be done more often than not.
I don't think even Niraj expected this kind of response.
everyone really looks up and wants to meet me or see me, so that's something I think it's quite embarrassing and quite funny. So, well, I'm sure this send a lot of positive feel around to all the subscribers. And so it's not only about earning money, it's also about being recognized. And I think this should really help us in actually increasing our subscriber base and also retaining them.
Niraj has his heart in the right place. Some things may have been compromised, but he is determined to set things right now. Meru's event was a great success. The subscribers now feel appreciated for their contributions. This will lead to Meru retaining and increasing their subscriber base. Sun Tzu says, you control your army by controlling its morale. By improving the morale on the ground, Meru Cabs is now in a position for great success.